Hello, we are the Weather Wizards, and this is our official submission for Formula AI Hack 2022. We are submitting for Challenge 1, and our project is Weather and Rain Forecasting using AI. Challenge 1 deals with predicting the weather and possibility of rain. The objective of this project is to estimate the type of weather, whether it's clear, light cloudy, or overcast, and the associated probability of rain. The first step was pre-processing of the data. Initially, we first calculated the missing values from each column, and then we removed the duplicate values from the data set, and based on and the remaining values were then checked, and the unnecessary records were eliminated. That is, the records that had forecast samples of being 0 or the session being 0, and then we finally obtained a summary of all the columns to see whether the remaining columns are redundant or not. So the next step was exploratory data analysis. This was achieved by creating a correlation matrix. The correlation matrix allowed us to find out which columns and which variables were closely related to the target variables, that is the weather and track temperature and air temperature. So this allowed us to identify such columns and focus on those for building our prediction models. Shown here is an image of a correlation matrix, and it's pretty small, but as you can see, we have the values annotated on top of it. So this allowed us to determine which columns were actually useful for building our models. So we built two models, one for predicting the weather and one for predicting the possibility of rain occurring for that particular weather condition. So the first model was predicting the weather. So based on the above variables, above shown correlation matrix, we decided to create a decision tree based model. So this model had an accuracy of 98%. So as you can see in this image, we built a decision tree which would allow us to traverse to the tree and find the weather. The second model was to predict the probability of possibility of rain. So based on the weather conditions from the first model, the second model aims to predict the probability. So for achieving this objective, we built two models to compare the accuracy, and then built two models to compare the accuracy and then proceed based on the most accurate model. So the two models that were implemented were a logistic regression model and a linear discriminant analysis. So the first model is a logistic regression model. So as you can see here, we used a liblinear solver and we fit the training data on it, and this model yielded an accuracy of 43% and a root mean square of 5.6%. The second one is a linear discriminant analysis, which was used to estimate the probability of rain occurring. So this was again fit with the training data set, and this in turn yielded an accuracy of 42% and a root mean square of 5.7%. So based on this, we have decided that the logistic regression model was the best model to go forward, and we built our data on that for predicting the probability of rain. Thank you.